Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our fight night. I am Ivan Luce from the MTGPL Discord, and I am joined tonight by my co-commentator and good friend and new mod, Popoffy, up top. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to watch some Legacy and play some Legacy later tonight. It's going to be a good night.
Oh, yeah. Good luck to you, man. We got you third round. So
Third
going
round.
into this first round. Yes, sir. First round, we got Left Coast on Esper Standstill, and we got Malfi back on the Colorless Superfriends here. Tell me what you think about these here, real quick.
I'm looking at both the lists here. I'm really excited to see this Colorless Superfriends list get to do some work. I think they're going to go back and forth for a couple of rounds here. I think we're going to see a lot of action probably around turn 4, turn 5, and I think both of them are going to really come out swinging here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they both seem to have pretty fast starts. I mean, with Malfi, right, being on this colorless deck, it plays all of these soul lands, Ancient Tomb, City of Traders, things like that. So Malfi can come out the gate real quick with first turn Chalice of the Void to counter any of Left Coast first turn plays, things like that.
We have a lot of counter magic possibly going on if into the sideboards after maybe game 1. I'm really excited to see how Cascading Cataracts plays into Colorless Superfriends, allowing him to get that Golos activation. Really see what we can go here on the top of the table.
Oh yeah, the Cascading Cataracts can just put in absolute work. It just becomes this huge haymaker just on its own with Golos. Yeah, it's kind of insane.
We are going to see Left Coast on the play first. We are going to have Esper on the play.
Okay, that's where they want to be for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to see. This is a sick list of Colorless Superfriends. A lot of spice is what he keeps saying. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. And so with the Esper Standstill, just for anybody out here that isn't aware and isn't sure, let's see. It looks like the Standstill is actually, there is only one in the sideboard. So in fact, this may be a bit of a misnomer. As a matter of fact, the main sort of dig that's going on here in this Esper Standstill deck is actually a combination of the classic Astral Slide, right? From Judgment.
It looks like we've got an 8-copy Astral list here. We got Astral Drift, Astral Slide. Gonna probably just try and blink this Gilded Drake as many times as it can, and just really take control of that side of the board.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, Yanks. Thanks for coming out and thanks for the follow. And thanks to everybody in chat here and everybody watching. Thanks so much for coming out tonight, keeping Legacy alive. So yeah, the main idea here is it looks like Left Coast is going to be using these cards with cycling to use the Astral Slides and whatnot to continuously blink in and out these engines, right? Like stealing all of these cards with Gilded Drake and having Containment Priest say that when a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it, right? And so we're just gonna.
We are going to see a lot of instant level play here with all the cycling going on. Shark Typhoon becomes its own win condition on its own, but I really like the cast out play set here to really keep their 1-mana cycling options on the table.
Absolutely, as well as Street Wraith for like a 0 casting. They can just do that whenever they feel. It looks like that's very, very spicy. I'm seeing it. So I will say though that with the Esper list here, the Standstill list, the one thing I've noticed is there's really no main deck permission though. So game 1 may have a little bit of trouble against something like turn 1 Chalice or something like that.
So we're going to see a Flood Strain here get cracked. We're going to have a Cloud Post on the other side.
Oh yeah. So no turn 1 Chalice, but we are starting off with the ramp very quickly.
Coast is going to fetch you at the end of turn, get a Tundra, it looks like.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Tundra, tap into... What do we got here?
That looks like a Secluded Step. So there's just going to be a cycle. All right. Just getting that going.
Drop a snow-covered island here. He's going to pass the turn back. Let's see what we got over on the Colorless Superfriends going on here.
Yeah, I wonder if Malfi's thinking to himself, I wonder what Left Coast is up to over here. Are they playing some sort of strange blue-white loam? What is this?
Personally, sitting at the table, I wouldn't personally know sitting there across the table. I think it's going to really up until they see that first copy of Drift or Slide, maybe even that first copy of Gilded Drake hit the table. It's going to be, I think Malfi's probably just sitting here waiting patiently, hopefully, to see what we got. We are going to see.
Yes.
We are going to see some plays here from the Color Super Friends list. Sorcerer's Spyglass. What are we going to name here? That's the real question.
All right. Well, see, so now Malfi gets a little bit more info, right? Not going to be such a mystery anymore.
2 Street Wraiths, 2 Shark Typhoons, and wow, what a set of hands right now.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, so in that case, right, it looks like Left Coast will be able to cycle these Shark Typhoons, get bodies, and then I'm guessing the goal here is to just slam a replenish, right? And just
absolutely.
get those Shark Typhoons back into play.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Shark Typhoon has been named with the Sorcerer's Spyglass.
I think that's the right choice there. It is pretty much the win condition in the deck. It's one of the biggest gotcha cards if it's not really accounted for, and it can just sweep away a game. We're seeing it in Standard, in Modern, and now in Legacy. I think it's the right choice of the name here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like it's sort of just coming out hard in all formats, right?
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic card in Ikoria, and I'm really excited to see it playing in almost every level. So we are going to have a Golos on turn 3.
So, and the thing is, right, the Sorcerer's Spyglass is not going to be able to stop the first part of Shark Typhoon, correct? Just the cycling?
Yeah, just the cycling. This will just stop the cycling.
All right. Well, but that's something, right? And
It's
as you said,
something.
we have yes, absolutely. So we do have the Golos coming down here.
We do have the Golos with Caracas protection in case if anything goes wrong here.
Very nice.
We have the double Street Race cycle over on Esper, over on Left Coast side. Whew. Like I said, I think we're going to start seeing plays here on turn 4 and turn 5 now. Really starting to get the action going here.
Oh, yeah. Neither of these decks are super duper fast. We're not talking like Storm combo, anything like this. But once the ball starts rolling, yeah, it can completely snowball out of control.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if we can see maybe a land. There's the Gilded Drake coming down. We are going to see a taking goal. It's absolutely the right play here.
Oh, yeah.
Control here.
And especially with that Caracas being tapped, right? I mean, that was really heads-up play.
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing the board state, knowing what's on the table for you, being able to slam a Gilded Drake with no interaction coming back the other way. It's the smart. I think it's a great play. Being able to control that Golos for at least a turn.
Absolutely. And well, hey, Art Air, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you. Looks like they want to get in on this legacy action as well. Oh, yeah, really Left Coast actually has a very interesting way of showing that they have control of Golos. I like that.
Just bring up the art on Scryfall. It's the best way to do it. We are going to see the Caracas, I guess. Yeah, Caracas is going to bounce the Golos back. Going to slam a Monolith. Get that more that colorless mana acceleration. Let's see if we can keep going.
Oh yeah, it looks like Malfi's probably looking for one of the Ugins or something along those lines.
Or we're just going to replay Golos and just
just keep that value engine going.
Just keep it going. Crunch for 3 with Drake. We are going to see the swing in. Trigger Golos. What are we going to find? What do we get with the Golos?
There's a lot of
another cloud.
Yeah, just keep ramping. There's a lot of tech in here, but sometimes you just want to go as big as possible. I mean, this deck kind of always wants to go as big as it can, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think when we're going to see, hopefully soon, a Slam Stone Coil Serpent with like 11, 12 counters on it, just being able to be unanswered about it, other than maybe a copy of Swords from the Esper list.
Yeah, absolutely. Stone Coil Serpent being another newer card that's really, really interesting. Seeing play in Post, things like Affinity.
Mhm.
And we do have a, what is that, Trinisphere? Or is that a Chalice?
That's a chalice. That is a masterpiece chalice. What a beautiful deck this man has.
Oh
Malfi playing
yeah,
an absolutely gorgeous deck.
oh yeah, Malfi, he definitely shows up and shows out.
So chalice is on 1. That will stop sword. That will stop pretty much. Yeah, as I'm looking at the list, as right now, that'll only stop sword. But as being sword is the only removal spell on the list. That's the
Yes.
best thing to name.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me just, and it looks like, I mean, once again, we're not looking at any main deck permission or any cantripping. So I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we're so used in Legacy seeing this sort of cantrip cartel or whatever, as they say, right? With the 4 brainstorm and the 4 ponder,
Yeah,
sometimes preordained, but we're not seeing any of those in left coast deck here.
yeah, we are seeing. We are getting word from the table that Left is saying that the Spyglass is causing him a lot of issues, not being able to get those Shark Typhoons out of his hand. So
Absolutely.
absolutely being able to name that on turn 2 was a huge name.
Oh yeah, and it also looks like Malfi has the big Ugin over here as well. So
Just gonna cast Dad like that onto the table.
yeah,
That's usually a game ender in Moderns. Let's see how we can. Let's see if we got anything here for Legacy that can really see if we get anything up. So we're gonna take up
yeah.
Ugin on the Priest. Priest is gonna get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
I think Malfi's in full control here, playing colorless control Super Friends. It seems like at the moment, play a creature, I'll
Beautiful.
eat it. Just play a creature and I'll eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Crunch for 6. Left is at 6.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for left coast here. We may end up just be moving on to sideboards here.
We may. And that's. I think that's where this matchup's going to become a lot more grindy. We're going to see probably some forces, some Narsets. I don't think Narset may come in. We're definitely going to see some control magic coming in from the Esper list here. So we
Yeah,
have,
the sideboard force
and I
of
think where that's
negations are
going
going to
to
be
do it. I
huge.
just don't think Left Coast could find an answer there at all.
Oh
So
yeah, well, when you go that big, right,
yeah,
it's hard to
absolutely.
deal with. And what do they say? You got to go big or go home. And Malfi definitely came
Malfi played every big piece in their library that they could at that moment.
right.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so let's see. Going on to the sideboards then. I'll go ahead and read out the sideboards, and you tell me what you like from either side. How about that?
sure, it sounds great.
Sounds good. So from the Esper Standstill side, we have 2 Deafening Silence, the 1 Standstill, the namesake, 1 Stony Silence, 4 Force of Negation, 3 Narset, and 4 Force of Will. And
Uh, we're
so, what do you like here?
we're definitely probably going to see Stony Silence come in to
Oh
stop
yeah,
Stigola's activation. I do possibly like all 8 copies of Counter Magic coming in here to stop the Chalices, stop the the big boy Ugin, the baby Ugin, all that stuff. Other than that, I think those 9 cards are probably the big 9 that come in. I'm not even sure you bring in Standstill at this point.
no, I don't think so either. So the question is then is what do you end up taking out?
I think
What do you say?
I think the best thing for us to take out here probably is swords. Um,
Hmm.
they're already gaining so much life off of Cloud Post and all these other most of their lands. I don't think we need swords. We can just counter their cards off the top. Maybe even cut 2 Gilded Drakes here if we know if the only creature we saw was Golos.
Yes.
Maybe I think we can come down maybe on 2 Street Wraiths as well. So that would be my 8 cuts for a possible 9 cards. Not
That all makes
entirely
sense to
sure.
me. Yeah, I mean, once again, I'm no expert with either of these decks, but yeah, that would be my first inclination as well. And
Colorless
so,
Super Friends is going to
yeah,
be. I'm not sure how this list is even coming together. I'm not even sure what we would even take out or what we would bring in at this point.
right. So let me just go ahead and read this off for everybody here. We have 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 1 Helm of Obedience, and I'm assuming that's going to be paired with the 3 Leyline of the Voids, not only for this sort of, in this case, incidental graveyard hate, which is going to be good for the replenish anyway, right? But
Yeah,
Helm of Obedience ends up turning the Leylines into a combo, so you can just
yeah,
win outright. We have 1 Liquid Metal Coating to turn things into artifacts. We have a manifold key, which is, if anyone's wondering, was sort of a voltaic key, but it has a new clause on it where you can make a creature unblockable.
hmm
Then we also have the classic Microsynth Lattice to, just shut out a game. Um, I just want to make sure, though. Yes, because that's to pair with the 4 Karn the Great creators. We have 2 spatial contortions to deal with creatures. We have 1 spine of Ishsaw, 2 torpor orbs, and 2 walking ballistas. So what are you thinking about this sideboard here,
I
Hoppy?
think the question really is what kind of game does Malfi want to play into game 2? Do they want to control the matchup? They clearly were able to overrun the Esper list into game 1. We could
Yes.
lock them out with Lattice. We could just hold on to a Lattice combo and just block the board, see how many cards are left in library, and pass back and forth.
Right.
Definitely like what you said with the Leyline of the Voids and the Helm of Obedience. Leyline of the Void really just shuts off all of basically what they want to do. Bring back those Shark Typhoons back into the library. We're not going to cut Sorcerer Spyglass. That was a turn 1 almost guaranteed win to shut off that entire set of cards.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm just not sure. I actually don't know.
Well, and it looks like there's only the 1 main deck Trinisphere. I'm wondering, once again, we didn't see a lot of 1 casting cost cards, and if Malfi's sort of anticipating the standstill deck taking out their swords or anything like that, maybe they just board out the chalices?
Yeah, we could definitely see the chalices coming out, or possibly maybe cutting 2, maybe allowing a late game chalice to shut off maybe 3, 4, 5 mana things hitting the board.
That's true, because it looks like, Malfi has the mana to be able to do that,
Yeah.
Very crazy amounts of mana.
Yeah, so I think it really is up to how Malfi wants to play the game, and I believe it looks like they're actually done with sideboarding. So I'm trying to. I think it's really up to how Malfi wants to control the second game. Do they want to go full aggro into bringing in the big Ugins again and slamming Golos in the face, or do they want to lock the game up with Leylines of the Voids and Mycosynth Lattice?
Right. I guess that's only that would be up to the master Malfi here to really show us what they think is best, really.
To show how brutal that Sorcerer Spyglass is, Malfi Left Coast did say they ended up having 3 Shark Typhoons in hand at the end of that game, just unable to get rid of them, unable to move them out.
Yeah, and as you said, I mean, that's the primary win condition. So, I mean, what can you really do, right? You can't just, are you just going to swing in with, little beaters the whole game? I mean, not when there's a Golos out.
Absolutely. So Malfi is going to be mulligan here. Didn't like their first 7. So Does going to keep 6 here, and it looks like we are going to have Left on the play. I'm really excited to see how Left can bring this deck back from what seems like just colorless run over you at this point.
Right. And as we had said before, I mean, it's very possible that Left Coast may just want to slow this game plan down a little bit, right? Get that permission out from the sideboard into the main deck and just say, look, I'm just going to counter all of your spells and then hopefully generate enough value, fill my hand, and then just do what I do.
Yeah, the only problem that I'm having with possibly Force of Will and Force Negation in this matchup is I only see 8 cards that are blue other than those 8 forces.
Right.
We may get stuck here having Force of Wills and Force Negation just being stuck in the hand.
That's very true. We may end up seeing a lot of force pitching force if that's the case.
So we're going to go into this game too. We have a what's the word? Flood Strand into a Cloud Post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just running it back.
Sorry, Glimmer Post. I misspoke there. Glimmer Post.
One of those postcards anyway. Either way, it's going to be doing some damage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank Fast in chat there says, most excellent stream, guys. It's pure gold. Keep up the good work. Well, hey, thank you. Thanks for coming in and making this possible.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, man. Every Tuesday we're here giving you guys 3 rounds of content.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to cycle again here for Left Coast. We are going to see some more cycles. I love the included of 4 steps and 4 sandbars. Some of my favorite arts in Magic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very cool cards. Let's see. Oh, okay. Are we seeing the Stony Silence right out the bat?
Yep, there it is. That's the card that needed to. That's a card I think we aggressively mulligan for in this matchup. I would even go to 5 to be able to grab that on turn 2, and I think it's a great slam. Malfi chuckles and Malfi laughed and passed the turn.
Yep. Yeah, our resident article writer, Dr. Leo here, is always talking about how we need more artifact hate in our in our decks. And well, Left Coast said, you know what, I'm gonna follow that, and I'm gonna come to play here.
So we were a little wrong. We did see a Chalice get slammed for once. So maybe Malfi doesn't think that the swords have gone away, which is, I mean, we didn't even see them. So there's always the assumption they could still be in there.
Yes, and once again, as I mentioned before, right, seeing blue in Legacy almost always signifies some sort of cantrips, and that's not the case in Left Coast deck, but Malfi doesn't know that yet.
So we are going to see our first drift card hit the field here with one of my favorite lands that I have believe ever has gotten printed. It gets so little love, and I love seeing it in Commander, but Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Basically an Academy Ruins for enchantment level spells. Great card. I love it to death. It's also a mouthful.
Exactly.
Great card.
Oh, yeah. Being able to just recur these dead enchantments over and over and over, there's so much value in that. And so, yeah, then there's also the creature version as well, right? Volrash Stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So see, I believe that's a Vesuva. Yeah, copy the basic planes. Get them some land in hand. What an odd! I love that. I love naming the basic planes in this. That's a great target here.
Yeah, really, really cool.
I have to comment again on Malfi's beautiful deck here. It seems like everything seems to be in foil if it's available to him.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a labor of love, and Malfi certainly loves his deck.
Absolutely.
And we love it as well. It's always a pleasure to see him come out and play Legacy here.
It's nice when the card's just smiling back at you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a Left Coast basically just taking slow rolling here. I think what we had to see was just taking some slow patience on the game. Plays just a Lonely Sandbar tapped and passes the turn. But we are going to see a slammed and snaring bridge here from Malfi.
And do we know how many cards in hand? 4, it looks like.
We do have 4 cards in hand, but I mean, as of right now, Malfi has nothing to deal with right now on the card, nothing to really swing into at the moment. So as of right now, the Ensnaring Bridge isn't the biggest threat on the battlefield, but once Malfi can empty that hand, it's going to be a real tough challenge for them to get through.
Absolutely. And Zerania in chat pointing out that, yes, the basic planes certainly seems to mean that Malfi is afraid of a back to basics coming down.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. I mean, with basically an all non-basic mana base, that's a haymaker.
That would be a pick up the cards and scoop and find an answer for back to basics in game 3, basically.
Right. Yeah, that's a move on to game 3 for sure. I agree.
So we are going to finally see our first cycle. It seems we do have a 1/1 Sharkin. That was in response to the bridge. So we have a bridge that was all on the stack of the bridge being played. So we do see a cycle of Shark Typhoon getting a 1/1 out onto the battlefield, which now becomes a threat to Malfi's life total.
I mean, that's very true, right? And I mean, if you can just go wide with these 1/1s, 2/2s, if Malfi gets stuck with cards in hand, that might just be lights out, you know?
Yeah. So Malfi's at 20.
Oh, yeah, those Glimmer Posts, though.
Glimmer Posts are very pretty. And we are seeing, hopefully we do be able to see Left Coast be able to get some bigger and bigger sharks up there as the ability to just rebound their life total each time.
Yes, and once again, to be able to deal with that bridge is going to be key if those sharks are getting bigger and bigger as they grow up. Okay, so it looks like another Vesuva. Or, yes.
So we have Vesuva copying Cloud Post, pass with 4 cards in hand. So pretty much I think Malfi is kind of stuck at the moment, not sure exactly what they're able to do right now.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see.
I think at turn 2, Tony Silence was just a great card for Left Coast to have off of turn 2. Really just allows them to take control of the board state.
Absolutely. Super punishing against the heavy artifact colorless base deck, yeah.
We're going to see this 1/1 shark going in for some more work. So, like I said, one of my favorite cards doing work. We did see the end step haul to put Typhoon back on the library, but it's Typhoon back in hand.
Beautiful.
We're gonna get the jaws in for one.
Yeah. Esper streams and chat says 20 turn clock. I mean, sometimes that's what it takes, right?
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, that's right. All right, and so we see Mystic Forge coming down here. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we get here, but we are going to see it immediately forced. Instantly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just going to see that forced.
Yeah, Mystic Forge in the deck does allow Malfi to just get card advantage, right? I mean, it ends up being basically an extra card in hand at all times without it being a card in hand. So it actually has some nice synergy with the Ensnaring Bridge as well.
Absolutely. It allows them to just be able to do what they need to without ever having to put their Ensnaring Bridge basically into the crossfire.
Exactly.
Now, as Malfi slowly gets rid of cards from their hand, this Shark Typhoon just has to keep getting in. Combat Crunch for one. There it is. Just Shark Typhoon just hitting 1/1 over and over again.
All right. And do we see Blast Zone?
Blast Zone into Big Boy Ugin.
Oh, man. Oh, are we seeing another force here?
I would hope so. Yeah, there.
Yes.
We have another force. Yep, the permission is in.
Well, and I guess that's the other thing, right? We had mentioned that there's not a large amount of blue cards in the deck, but Force of Negation being 3 mana makes it quite reasonable to hardcast.
Yeah, especially it's really nice to see that he had to hardcast it to let that Ugin not sit there. I'm guessing that means other than getting rid of Shark Typhoon, that would have been the only option.
Yeah.
We're getting another 1/1 Shark on the battlefield. Just seeing the 1/1s putting in work. Another 2 damage to Malfi puts him to 16 off 2 1/1s doing work. Malfi does have 2 cards in hand, so it's just able to get over it.
Right, and for all the young children in the chat, these would be what they would call baby sharks. I'm sure they may be familiar with that.
Your life total.
Yeah, exactly.
Malfi is in the tank as we're talking here. Definitely a lot of thoughts here of what to possibly play next. We've already seen 2 forces hit the bin. Very unlikely to possibly have 3.
Right.
They ended up with 3 Shark Typhoons in hand last time, unable to cast, so who knows?
Right. Magic is strange. It could be anything at this point.
So we go to Malfi's draw step. I cannot see the land we saw hit the battlefield with the glare. I wonder. Plays another Cloud Post and passes with 2 cards in hand. Okay, so just a quick turn.
Yeah, just getting all the mana. Say one more time.
We got Slam Containment Priest here at the end of turn.
Well, that does speed up the clock.
Oh, the second one!
Oh my goodness. Ambush fighters.
Turn. Ease.
Nice. Yeah, Zerania in chat points out, says, well, since Malfi is getting up on mana, they're going to be able to dump their hand soon. Yeah, I mean, depending on what's in it, that's very possible, right? We may just see Haymaker after Haymaker from this Colorless Superfriends here.
Yeah, either regarding and it needing an answer.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to crunch for 6 this time. Malfi goes down to 10.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned in game 1, it may not be feasible to get through with these 1/1s, this going wide strategy if there's like a Golos out, but, we're not seeing anything like that yet.
We are going to see the level up of the Blast Zone at the end of turn there.
Okay, yeah. Be able to take out those 2 drops.
Yeah. Just keep leveling that Blast Zone up. Oh, stage copy Blast Zone.
Okay. Oh, correct. This would also remove Stony Silence. Very big play there, being able to remove the 2 drops.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way for Malfi to get back into the game. Get rid of the thing that's slowing you down so hard.
Yes. All right, we're swinging in again.
Yeah, plays City Traders and pass. That's pretty much all we can do. We're going to blow the Blast Zone. That's the right call there. That's what we have to do there.
Absolutely. So we just got 2 coming through then?
Looks like we just have the 2 Sharks coming in at the moment. And also now Stony Silence is finally off the battlefield.
All right, let's see what Malfi can do with this, because we do got to remember, though, that since Stony Silence is the... I was going to say, since Stony Silence is an enchantment, Hall of Heliod's can put it back. We may see a response to the Spyglass, right?
Yeah, I absolutely believe we're going to see a Spyglass response here, unless anything happened. I don't know if I didn't see if Left Coast was tapped out at the end of that. At the end of that sequence, let's see what we got here. Looks like they may cycle a Shark Typhoon in response to maybe the Sorcerer Spyglass coming down.
Oh yeah, doing a few cycles, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I would also be curious to see if Left Coast wants to activate the Heliod to put the Stony Silence back on top.
Yeah. So this is all in response to Cyclone, to Spyglass. Spyglass is still on the battlefield. So Spyglass gets named. We do
Spyglass resolved.
Spyglass does resolve. Like I said, that force has no target to pitch to and leaves them unopened with any open mana. With you either tap yourself out to cast the force or not.
Right. And I think that Left Coast is just making a value decision here of, well, do I counter the Spyglass or do I counter the Ugin or whatever inevitably will follow?
And I think the correct call here, they are going to name Hall to stop putting those cards back in the hand.
Makes sense.
Knowing that there's no card in hand that really gets them into the advantage of, like there's no Typhoon in hand, we are going to cycle probably the cast out. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. A hand of 2 replenish has got to feel good if you're Left Coast right now.
Absolutely. And well, that these cards that are being drawn, could potentially be blue cards as well to pitch to force to kind of get Malfi thinking, that Left Coast is tapped out.
Yeah.
Hey, Chaotic Bear in chat says replenish.
Absolutely.
Miscasting that card. Oh yeah, replenish, a beautiful, beautiful card. From time to time, I play it in my Enchantress deck to good effect. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are going to see the Astral Slide here. Not the Astral Slide, the Replenish here grabbing what they need here. We're going to see a copy of Shark Typhoon, a Stony Silence, and a cast out coming back from the graveyard here. Really, really exciting.
Wow. Yeah, there we have it. Right, makes sense not activating the Hall to put the cards on top because Left Coast wants them in the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
And the bridge gets hit with cast out, so that's going to be very, very good for Left Coast.
Yeah, 100%.
My goodness.
We are going to see a swing in for 3 here. Malfi goes down to 5 here with those 3 Sharks still putting in work. Those 3/1/1s just doing work.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, from now on, Left Coast may just have to coin this deck as Baby Shark. Oh my goodness. And we do have a Gilded Drake. What's going on there?
It looks like we have a, so left pass the turn, Malfi's going to draw, plays City, cast, looks like they've tried to cast an Ugin. We saw the force come down again.
Oh, I see. It was a blue card, then, in fact, that was pitched. Okay. Makes sense, yeah.
Drake, yeah.
Hey, CEDH Nexus, thank you so, so much for the follow.
Thank you guys so much.
And thank you, Siri, for thinking I was talking to you.
Reminded Malfi on City.
Oh, it also looks like the Plague League as well. Thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you guys. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy the games. We are in a heated game 2 here between Astral Slide, Esper versus basically Colorless Superfriends slamming every good colorless card they could find in Legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we have Left Coast pretty much being in full control here. I wondered, we did get the Blast Zone popping. Actually, I think Left Coast has gotten back into this, has basically taken full control here. We did lose all the Shark tokens to the Blast Zone on 0, and we do have double cast out on Ensnaring Bridge and on Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Oh my goodness. Lots of back and forth. Oh, and Academy Assassin, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And we got a Sphere of Resistance hitting the board on Malfi's side, so I think we're just going to get into basically grind mode here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Malfi, though, that doesn't affect these cycle costs, though.
That's not at all. Malfi does have one card in hand as of right now and passes back to left coast.
All right. Tasty Goats, thank you so much for the follow.
What an amazing name.
Oh, man. They certainly are. All right, we're going back to Malfi over here. Let's see. Is that Walking Ballista I see?
I believe that's another copy of Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is.
I can't tell from the art. Yeah, it is another Ensnaring Bridge.
Gotcha.
Just want to give a huge shout out to our table spotter, Prez, who's letting us know all this stuff going on the table. Without them, we would be in the blind for most of these calls.
Oh, yeah, Prez, man. Thanks so much.
So,
and thanks so much for the whole team out here tonight. And thanks to everybody for joining as well, once again.
Yeah, so we do see an EOT. We have another cycle of Typhoon for 1. We're just going to make more and more 1/1 sharks.
Oh, yeah.
I have to give Left Coast some credit on the restraint of not trying to just drop like a 4/4 shark on the table with 7 or 8 open mana. Really showing a lot of restraint, showing that they could possibly always have counterspell backup. Like here we go again, once again, making another 1/1, not with 7 or 8 open mana, just not wanting to pull the trigger on a big shark.
Yeah, just showing restraint as well as respect for his opponent here, right? Showing respect for the Ensnaring Bridges and these sorts of prison cards, yeah.
Yeah, crunch for 1, Malfi down to 5.
Oh, we do see the Golos, however.
Whew, this game's getting interesting. I mean,
that's going to stop the Sharks dead in their tracks. At least one of them at a time.
Whew. Having a 5/5 Golos has to feel good for Malfi, but the second he wants to commit, this game's getting wild. 11-5 here. 3 cards in hand left for left. Left for left.
Left for left, yep. left squared.
Left squared. Let's see what Malfi does here. We do have the Golos coming in. We got plenty of mana on Malfi's side. We got plenty of mana up on Left Coast's side. Absolutely could see a Hall of Heliod's Generosity activation here to put that Shark Typhoon just continuously back on top of the library. There is the Cascading Cataracts that we talked about coming in tapped.
Wow. And here I was thinking the whole time, Zerania in chat pointing out that sharks do indeed fly. How could I possibly forget the Typhoon aspect of the Shark Typhoon?
That's right. Thank you, Sharknado. Those fantastic movies out of Hollywood. Giving us a great magic card in the process of Shark Typhoon. Can't copyright a Sharknado. Wow.
Absolutely. So now, if anything, we're just going to have to see if these sharks can race.
Yeah, so Sharks over the top puts Malfi down to 3, I believe, here, unless anything else is going to happen here.
And it seems like just about anything could happen in this match here.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Flying sharks, huh?
That's what happens.
Apparently so.
So Malfi actually goes to 2. We guess we didn't knock down from the 1/1 swing last turn. So Malfi is dead on board right now. Has to find an answer here. Cannot play an Ancient Tomb here. That would be hurtful. Malfi is laughing a lot, apparently, at the table. I'd love to know what's going on in their brain right now, thinking of what we could possibly see here on the board. Also, just seeing that we have 40 viewers tonight as well. Good Lord. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight.
Yeah, you all rock. Thank you so much. And once again, thanks for all the follows as well. You guys are amazing.
Plays Karakas, working out the mana.
Well, and speaking of which, Synchronized, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate you.
So we are going to see the Cataracts activation here with Golos. Did we whiff? We did whiff on the Golos activation.
Oh, we also need to remember, I mean, we couldn't actually activate the Golos due to Stony Silence either way. We need to make sure.
Yeah, I don't think it really mattered. I don't
Yeah, it
think
ended.
activating Golos gives them an answer either way. Them whiffing wouldn't have given them 100% the answers they needed.
Correct. Yeah, Left Coast had that in the bag either way, but we'll let Malfi know just in case.
Yeah, Prez will pass on that message really quickly to their players, knowing that the Golos activation technically can't happen there with the Stony Silence on the board.
But we are cruising on to game 3 here, and I'm assuming Malfi's going to want to be on the play. So what are we thinking?
I think we're aggressively going to mulligan to get a Leyline on the board quickly. We're going to bring in.
Yes.
We need to bring that in. Being able to recur those Shark Typhoons, being able to recur those drifts, really, really put Malfi in a bad position. Also, having a one of Stony Silence on the board and it being in your opening hand had to feel really good for Left Coast.
That's absolutely true. So do you think then that Malfi is going to also try to sneak in that Miser's Helm of Obedience for the combo kill? Just get this over, just force check Left Coast here?
I absolutely wouldn't think, I definitely wouldn't doubt it. If you're already bringing the ley lines, why not just bring in the combo on top of that? I think it's a great piece of sideboard tech that maybe Left Coast isn't expecting, as well as everything else that could be there on the board.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And so do you think that seeing the lack of one drops, do you think Malfi may end up boarding out Chalice this go?
I really don't know what Malfi could be doing next. I could definitely see the Chalices going out. We did see a Chalice on 1 on turn 3, just to lock up the board state really quickly, but we still have yet to see a Swords from Left Coast in this matchup. So it's really, I think Malfi's in an awkward position with their Chalices because they haven't seen anything that could really put them out of order. Left, so we are going to get straight into mulliganing. I don't think we're going to see any sideboard changes at all unless we just didn't see a ley line that game. As Left is going through their mulligans, they saw 6 creatures. They saw 6 spells. Only hand was Hall. Decided to ship that back. Definitely not the hand you want to keep in a matchup with Malfi.
Right. Also, Zerania in chat pointing out, yeah, that makes sense. Leaving the one, like I said, the Miser's Helm in the board actually is really good for having those main deck Karn the Great creators. So that makes sense, right? I had totally forgotten about Karn. Good call there.
Yeah, we basically are in the second part of this deck being Karn Toolbox and be able to grab Lattice, Manifold Key, basically any card we can grab that we need. So I guess
true.
Yeah, so I guess probably what if we're Malfi, we're hoping to find a Leyline in our opening hand.
Absolutely. I mean, Malfi doesn't have any sort of alternate way to cast it, so it's opening hand or just a dead card that gets stuck in your hand to be a non-bow with Ensnaring Bridge, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, we are going to see here Left going down to Left C6, and he's going to mulligan again, going down to 5 here. It's not something you really want in a deck that's going to always outrace you no matter what lands you're playing.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes that's just how it goes, though, right? Magic is hard.
90% of the hands you want to keep, you can never keep because you don't get a land. But yeah, just want to thank you guys all for coming out. We are in match 1 here, going to game 3. Tonight, we also have 2 more matches up tonight. I'm personally in round 3 playing Death and Taxes. Hope to see you all there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bring in the main board Spice. Hopefully catches my opponent off guard just a little bit, playing some main board Spice.
Oh, yeah. I took a look at the list, and yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. Especially you just, our YouTube channel just dropped a new quick play match. We had, what was it, Delver versus Death and Taxes on that as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. My wife and I do the commentaries on those head-to-heads. Yeah, so if you want, yeah, check out our YouTube channel and see some of our videos, and you can see our VODs from these from these Legacy Fight Nights as well.
We do see the pregame ley line from Malfi. There it is.
Oh,
What we needed
yes.
right then and there.
Yeah. Yeah, so the only thing that's really going to be able to answer that is what the cast out from Left Coast.
Yeah, he would have to get the cast out on the board. That's such a killer play from Malfi. I'm so glad that we were able to see that into the play game here on turn one. Technically pregame. We were
Exactly.
there. Like I said, I really believe Left Coast had to aggressively mulligan for that Stony Silence, and they got 2 lands in a Stony Silence. We are going to see it.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
But it looks like we are going to see an answer back to the Stony Silence. We do have a Blast Zone on 2, ready to go.
Nice. And we have that manifold key we had talked about from the board as well to be able to untap these artifacts.
Yeah. So Blast Zone comes in on 1. We are going to slam a Stone Coil Serpent.
Oh, it looks like the Blast Zone is on 1, but that will quickly turn into 2, 3, 4, whatever Malfi's feeling, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Stone Coil Serpent was a card I did not think was going to do a lot, but it just keeps finding new toys to play with.
Exactly. All right, so we do see a Force of Will pitching Force of Negation. All right.
And it's also, like we said, Stone Coil Serpent coming in either with like a 1/1 or a 2/2. If it does come in, it did get forced on top, unfortunately. We did see a Force pitching a Force. That Stone Coil Serpent does have trample, able to just run over those 1/1 sharks if it has to come to it.
That's very true. We're also seeing that Mystic Forge that got countered in game 1. Incredible. As well as a Monolith to pair with that Manifold Key, just generate absurd amounts of mana.
Absolutely.
The old classic tap my Monolith, pay 1, untap it, tap it again.
Yep. That's basically an insane combo right there that Malfi could take full advantage of.
Well, the only issue is we're gonna have to deal with the Stony Silence first.
A terrible turn 2 Stony Silence. It's gotta be so heartbreaking for Malfi to see this handful of cards going, there's gonna be a turn 2 Stony Silence, and I'm gonna have to deal with it later. No one needs to dump their hand and sit there and wait for their Blast Zone to get up to topic.
Right. Well, and unlike like the old mud or sort of metalworker decks, right? Malfi does have these extremely powerful top end cards that happen to not actually be artifacts due to the printing of really absurdly powerful colorless planeswalkers.
Yeah, two different types of Ugins in the main can be a real challenge if you're fighting against a colorless deck, and we're gonna see a Stone Coil Serpent hitting the battlefield again.
Relentless.
Malfi's coming out swinging this game, full control here, trying to take over. That's a 5/5 Stone Coil Serpent hitting the battlefield.
4-turn clock.
Yep.
This could be over very, very soon. We'll see if Left Coast has an answer to this.
According to the table, Malfi said the next card is spicy, and it is a Zendikar Expedition Ancient Tomb hitting the battlefield. Beautiful.
I would say so.
Card. Beautiful
yeah,
card.
I would certainly say so.
Apparently left raspberried in response to their draw, so I don't think they're very happy with what they're seeing on the battlefield right now.
Yeah, typically not a sign of happiness or confidence.
Yeah. Malfi goes to 2 cards in hand.
All right.
If this is how an indication of how our night's going to go, this is going to be a great night. A 3-game set of Esper versus Colorless.
Oh, yeah. You stop in here at the MTG Paper Legacy Discord, you will see all sorts of just insane, crazy matchups here. Our meta here is just off the chain.
It's got everything.
It does have just about everything.
So we are going to see, I guess, Left just try and put some things together here. We're going to go get the Tundra to start setting up their turn 4. Let's just see what we can do here. If Left, I think we're just trying to find something that we can just kind of just set ourselves into control method here.
Yes.
They are just going to... Yeah. So Malfi says he's pretty confident that left isn't playing Serenity. So good for them.
Yeah.
Left cracks that fetch and then passes the turn. I don't think left's got much more in the tank here. Gonna chugga in with the Stonecoil Serpent here, hitting for 5. Left down.
Yeah, and so not only does Malfi have this beater on the field that's just gonna quickly kill Left Coast here. Left Coast also has to, like you had said, basically try and sculpt a hand that has some permission or something to deal with whatever nonsense Malfi is gonna throw down alongside this Stonecoil Serpent.
Yep. So we're gonna move into the second main here. Malfi has indicated they've got some plays left, and we're gonna slam Baby Ugin here.
Okay, and does Left Coast have an answer to that? It looks like it may still be on the stack here.
Yeah, I would think Estrel's probably. I think Left Coast is definitely going to want to go in the tank here. So basically, this is just going to allow Malfi to put more big boys on the battlefield, some 2/2 colorless spirit tokens, and then basically they're going to be able to pop. Their biggest thing, what most likely would happen, they're going to let that Ugin resolve, and that Stony Silence is just going to get popped.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely expect Left to be very much in the tank here, trying to figure out to let this Ugin resolve, because that Stony Sense, I think, is the card that's keeping them alive.
Oh yeah, certainly. All right, Left Coast still considering.
Cards up. Yep, there goes Stony Silence.
All right. Ugin doing what Ugin does. Oh, well, we do have a cast out.
Cast out targeting the ley line.
Okay.
Right before the resolution. So they responded to the target. Yeah, that's the right way to do that. Respond to the target. So that way Stony is able to go to the graveyard. And we're going to slam a big Ugin on top.
Oh, my goodness.
Mom and Dad are here to play.
That's right.
And Leyline is back on the battlefield.
Oh, yes. Ugin, I take it, is removing the Stony Silence. Or, I'm
Ugin
sorry, the... Yes.
Yeah, it seems now we've got Malfi pretty much in full control here. Nothing left open on Left Coast side here. Completely tapped out. Shows an ensnaring bridge.
Cards in hand for Malfi, do we know?
Malfi had 2 cards in hand. They played the Ugin and the ensnaring bridge. I believe Malfi probably has an empty hand.
Okay.
Left says his plan to win is high and dry right now. Gonna see what we can pull out of the deck here. We're in full Yu-Gi-Oh mode. Heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards.
Left says they're gonna fight the good fight. So we want to
Tell
hear.
him, Left. That's right.
Go in the tank. Think as long as you need to pop that Ugin. Pop those Ugins off the battlefield. Get that Stonecoil Serpent off the battlefield. Looks like they're going to just... I think they're just going to pass. Malfi has 1 card in hand and passes. Passes back to Malfi. Look with Forge. What we got? Gonna uptick Ugin. Get a Spirit.
Cool spirit token there. That's really cool. I like that.
That's great. That's a very, very nice Spirit token. We're going to see a Golos.
Okay. These creatures not able to attack yet, but as soon as they can.
They still... Malfi still does have that 5/5 rumbling on the table. So cast another Monolith.
Oh boy. All the mana.
Yeah, this is... We have Karn.
Oh, wow. We have Karn with the ley line out. I wonder if Malfi's going to go get that helm we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think this might be the helm grab here.
Yeah, do it one time for us, Malfi.
Oh, grabs the
Oh, okay.
lattice. Grabs the lattice to lock out the lattice player. To lock him
We
out.
have a cycle in response.
We're gonna get a
Shark
1/1.
Typhoon. Okay.
A 1/1. We have a 1/1 shark on the battlefield. Or I believe it might be a 2/2 with 4 mana. I believe it's blue into X.
Oh, right. Yes.
And I think that may do it. I believe
That
Malfi's gonna
is
take
it.
that. Yeah.
Well,
Great game from both
congratulations.
players.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming out for round one. We're going to take just a really quick short break, and we will be back for round two.
Yeah, round 2. We got some more exciting decks coming up. Stay tuned to stick around.
Thanks, folks.